Hi everyone, I just wanted to show you some regular makeup and things that you might have around the house that you can use for special effects makeup. First of all, let you know as well, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies or anything. This just happens to be what I've got in my kit that works, that does the job. First of all, I've just got a bog standard glitter stack from Claire's, and you can use that if you're creating like a alien look or a, I don't know, sea creature look or something. You need a bit of sparkle, you can get things like that. Can't remember how much this was. I think it was about £3-4. Any loose powder really, which is useful for removing the stickiness of latex and also for setting cream makeup. You can use a loose powder. This one's just one that was in the bottom of my drawer. It's just a Maybelline mineral one. I have also used this Dream Matte powder to set my makeup. As you can see, this is a broken one, and this is the one that's normally in my special effects kit. You can also use this Dream Matte mousse stuff, which I know is pretty horrible as a regular foundation, but you can use it to go over the top of like latex and or tissue and cotton wool, that sort of thing. Not brilliant, but it does do the job. I tend to prefer to work with like a loose powder or the Dream Matte powder. Also, if you've got a cream based concealer, I just got this little one, and this, because it's cream based, you could use this over the top of like latex or whatever before applying the powder if you're having trouble getting the makeup to stick. So yeah, that's a sleek one. I think that was about, I don't know, between £3 and £5. I had it ages ago. To make fake blood, you can use this stuff, which is liquid glucose. You'll find it in any supermarket, and you tend to find it near the baking sort of stuff, either in the baking aisle or in the dessert aisle. And all you do is you mix this with a bit of red food colouring and you've got instant blood, or you can mix it with just a tiny dot of blue food colouring as well to darken it, to make a darker blood. So that's that. Again, fairly cheap, no more than £2, and you get a big 140 gram tube, and it will last you ages. I've made loads of blood out of this, and I'm not even halfway down the tube yet. I've got just a matte palette with a red in, which I use for a lot of wounds. I also use these two fleshy sort of colours to blend in makeup and to blend in like scar wax and stuff with my skin. I've got browns and I've got some sort of bruisey colours. So if you see the Sleek Ultra Mattes palette anywhere, that's a useful one. Just to do some basic special effects like bruises and stuff. Also, Sleek's got this primer palette, so if you need some cream based makeup, you can use this, and I find that you can use this for bruising. It's not perfect, but it's just better than nothing. If you can't get hold of like a bruise wheel or something, you can use something like this to create your bruising. Because it's cream based, so it's pretty much like using a bruise wheel or something like that. And if you could dust a bit of translucent powder over the top if you've got some, to help set it a bit. So yeah, so that works. Then also for making prosthetics, and I will be doing tutorials on this. You can use gelatin. If you are vegetarian though, you can't use this one, because this one is made out of beef gelatin. Yeah, it is. But you can, normally in the same aisle as where you get jelly and the gelatin and stuff, most supermarkets provide a vegetarian alternative. I'm not sure what it's made out of. but it's not made out of beef gelatin, so there are alternatives to that if you're vegetarian. But yeah, you've got gelatin, and then you need something like this, which is glycerin. Apparently these two mixed together make a really good prosthetic appliance, so I'm going to try that. This stuff's just says vegetable glycerin, and you just add icing sugar to make royal icing. May contain celery, gluten, milk, mustard and soya. Oh, this one is suitable for vegetarians, it says. So you could get the glycerin and then just get the vegetarian version of gelatin. So yeah, so those two together will make a prosthetic. There's also this stuff which I've spotted, which is a red quick gel, and I haven't tried it yet, but I thought that this would probably be quite useful to making like a jellified coagulated blood. So I'm going to try this. It's got cornstarch, gelling agents, colours, beetroot, red colour, vegetable oil. It just says for allergy advice it's manufactured on a site that also processes wheat flour. And this is suitable for vegetarians as well. So if you can get vegetarian food colouring and this, although you probably, whether you'd need food colouring, it depends how red this comes out, you could make a sort of gel blood with that, I should imagine. So I am going to try that and do some tutorials on that. So that's just regular stuff that you get from local supermarket. That was, I think, 70 odd p for 4 sachets. That was 90p. That was probably about £1 at the most. I've got a regular eyeliner. I can't wear eyeliner myself on my eyes, but you can use this if you want to darken up the middle of a wound or something. You could darken up the middle of the cut first before you put the fake blood on. You can use it to do patterns and draw on the skin if you're doing some sort of I don't know, decorated alien look or something like that. So yeah, it's just useful for putting patterns on the skin. Maybe if you wanted to create some fake tattoos or something, you could use that. Good old Pritt Stick. This one you can use to stick down your eyebrows just so that it smooths them out a bit more before you apply face paint. It just helps to disguise your eyebrows a little bit, and also stops this, I don't know, it just seems to be a bit of a barrier between the makeup and your eyebrows. I wouldn't say this wouldn't stop like latex pulling your eyebrows out or anything, but it's good for just a quick way of masking your brows. If you're going to use plenty of face paint, you can just smooth them down with this and then paint over the top. There are cheap alternatives to Pritt Stick as well. You can get all sorts of glue sticks, but basically as long as it's in a stick form it will do the job. And then I've got some really cheap nasty brushes. As you can see, I've used that one a fair bit for fake blood, so it's actually stained the bristles. That was out of some old makeup set that I had donkeys ago. This is an old Winsor & Newton paintbrush which I don't use for painting anymore. This is a really cheap eyeshadow brush which I think cost me about £1, and I think it was two of these together for £1. And then this is another cheap paintbrush that I've just got from the pound shop, and I use that for applying fake blood and things. So they're fairly cheap. A lot of my brushes are basically old brushes that I use for painting that I've just recycled. Let me think, is there anything else you could use?